whether PPD does consider that Aghanims. I mean, that's kind of the X factor. I don't feel like, you know, a couple teams have tried out a one position tree with that early Ags rush, but I'm interested to see the applications of that possibly on a support tree and as the game goes on. I think that there's some definitely some creative uses to that item, and this is going to be really fun because this Phoenix Abaddon offlane, I think it could actually create problems for the EG safe lane try.
Yeah, one of the weirdest things about the Aghanims and Treant is if you think about the actual components of what it gives you, you don't have to spend any money on Observer Wards anymore. But that goes out the window. Then it's basically like having a Midas as well if you've got enough Eyes of the Forest in the jungle to actually farm creep camps. So you've got gold income, you've got vision, and you've got damage in team fights potentially. The three components there are just absolutely amazing for a support to have.
30 seconds to battle.
Yeah, notice by the way the respect being shown here to this this duo. I mean, Phoenix and Abaddon can get some work done here early game, and you're seeing Sumail hang out by this bottom rune. EG keeping 4 heroes down there just because they know that a 3v2 fight against these two heroes is not a free win.
Demon with Fiery Spirits already throwing them out here. Fear, like you said, has to be careful. They can't just run in and try and get the bounty. And that's going to be...
Easy's going to mix it up.
What's he doing up at top? Universe fighting up against 1437, but that's the Dire getting both bounty runes. Venge might die, probably will die with living armor. Yeah, 1437 for sure. Was it worth it? Was it really worth it, Venge?
Not hardly, because if you look right, Bat got 127 XP out of that, so he got 27 more than he would have gotten from the bounty rune to begin with, and the first blood bounty bonus is obviously, you know, 4 times that. So
that pushes him basically onto tranquil boots.
Right,
very close to it.
And that means, oh man, an EG gonna go with oh wow, okay, I should have seen this coming as well. EG are gonna go ahead and go with that offlane dueling themselves, and boy oh boy, I think they're going to get the better of these lanes. I really do.
So the Jug and Venge would have been decent against Universe because obviously Blade Fury, you just run at him. Run at him, stun him, go level 2 Blade Fury, then go back and revert to the regular build of like 2-1-1 with stats and Omni Slash. But with PPD here, he's just going to be slapping you around. He's playing pretty defensively now, but at some point he's going to be walking straight up into Artesian, just hammering with a big brawny arm he has.
And I mean, it's just the sort of standard PPD drafting mind games. Like he's better than any other drafter I've seen this side. Oh, Fear getting very low on the bottom here.
I was watching that. I don't think he was under any threat of actually dying there, because the great stun from Aoi did actually halt the aggression from Summon's Rift.
Right. No, I just saw that health bar dropping and said, let's not miss that first blood.
Yeah. I'm being really careful. Like the past couple of days I've been sleep deprived and I've just not been on the ball, but today's been pretty good.
All right. That's what I want to hear. And boy, really the back and forth top. Look how far PPD and Universe are able to push them back into their own jungle. Man, oh man.
Like 2 last hits on Juggernaut. It's not his fault. He actually cannot do it now. Lane is being pushed onto the tower. He's got no Quelling Blade, no agility stats. He just cannot do it.
And boy, Sumail is owning mid early on. 12 last hits on a Zeus at 2 minutes? Holy crow.
He's gone 2-0-1. So skipping the Lightning Bolt because it's so mana intensive, the extra damage from Chain Lightning actually doesn't scale that badly. People think, oh, I just need it for last hits. But when you're against a squishy ass hero like Sniper, you know, 3 Chain Lightnings, he's down to about 200 health.
Yeah, and Sniper only just got that wand, right? So he didn't have that. He's got 0 stick charges. Man, oh man.
Sumail, really? Back up to full mana and full health. Rax is going to throw down some shrapnel here, but look at how much damage he's getting. Oh, he might die.
Rax, what are you doing? Oh.
One more Chain Lightning. Rax, yep. There goes the Sniper. Sumail. Getting right-clicked by a Zeus as a Sniper. That is the most... I don't know, that's the saddest thing you could ever think of.
But, yeah, you know, probably... I don't know about quantifiably, but it certainly feels like when you're playing him, the worst right-click animation in the game. But I mean, any hero with a double damage rune at 230, it's not time to man fight.
Except maybe Techies.
Dire's middle tower is under attack.
Because Techies has like 35 base damage or something ridiculously low.
But gosh, I am, boy, and after I questioned sending Sumail mid on Zeus to boot, I will remind you guys of something idiotic I said myself. Look at how hard he is owning this lane.
Yeah, it's not just breaking even or winning a little bit. This is demolishing Brax. It kind of reminds me of when I saw G playing Shadow Fiend against TA. And it wasn't just, oh look, TA's losing a bit. It's because of the skill matchup. G went and tripled up on CS. 1437's going to get caught out here with a double napalm. Universe chasing him down, pops the Firefly even. The creep wave blocks 1437 for a split second, and that's probably going to be his death.
They can dive this, yeah.
Yeah, with Leaf Seed, pretty easy. Healing Ward does get dropped by Arteezy, so he's going for 2-1-0. Turns back around on Universe. Oh, the tower hits. Tower hits more than enough.
Maybe little bit of mismanagement of tower aggro right there. I thought they were going to be okay on that dive, especially with the Leech Seed coming out from PPD, but good timing on the spin by Arteezy. I mean, what a hero, right? Spin and healing ward. This hero can protect himself early on in the game. A lot of people are thinking about going 1-1-1 stats, but Arteezy went ahead and got the second level of that Blade Fury just for that fight right there.
Yeah. Perfectly reasonable. But this is what we were saying, the Venge and Jug, 2 versus 1 against the Batrider should be fine. With level 2 Blade Fury, the extra damage plus Magic Missile stun would usually get you a kill there. Even with Leap Seed, I guess the tower damage, he took, what, 4 hits from the tower that sealed his doom?
Yeah, exactly.
Look, he's being so aggressive as well. He's actually going to dive again. He knows Arteezy has no mana to spin. I was wondering if he goes straight in for it.
This, by the way, for those that are listening that maybe are a little bit newer, this is why it's very important to be able to mix up those skill builds because, you know, especially at this level of play, you can really see it. These, you know, players do the math in their head. They kind of have a sense for how much damage they can take and when they can dive, and just something like 1 extra tower hit and 1 extra level in Blade Fury can be the difference between Universe eating a death there and getting 2 kills.
Yeah, definitely. But it all, like you said, it comes back to players adapting on the fly.
Yeah, that's absolutely right. Demon gonna eat a stun down here. He's probably, yeah, with that aphotic, he's gonna be fine. I don't think they can kill down here, but Fear is not getting totally pushed out of lane. I mean, Arteezy really needed that kill, and now he's ahead of Fear, but I was worried for this Venge Jug combo until that tower dive.
Man, look at Demon. He even drops his Tranquil boots just behind the creep wave, so he can dive in, get some hits in, pick up Tranquils and heal up. He's got Gloves of Haste ready for the Midas as well. This dual lane, you know, like you said, Spectre's not getting completely shut down. He's got, what, 20 last hits? But Demon is getting really close to that Midas.
Yeah,
on an off-lane Phoenix.
If not for the dive up top, wow, Brax really getting some hits in on Sumail.
Living armor.
The living armor is probably going to be keeping fine.
Oh, Brax is dead! Out comes in with a Hex and the other spike. No! They didn't have any vision of him.
S4 rune, baby. Rune of many wins.
What are they looking for now? Deep ward there. Okay. They want to hunt this sniper down for the next 2 or 3 minutes.
Oh my goodness, that boy. Well, I'll shut up after saying it once, but that Radiant Ward right there is just so OP at any point in the game, really.
Oh, the one on the spire?
Yeah, that's it's just nuts. It's absolutely nuts. I think that ward by itself is a big part of the reason why you're seeing so many teams just do so well on Radiant. Fear maybe in a little trouble down here. Demon's gonna go for the dive. He's got him.
Living armor though. Demon gets turned around on the Hex. The stun from Aoi. Fear does burn down to the Fiery Spirits, but a 1-for-1.
Both Fear and Arteezy. I mean, this is what separates top-tier players, that both Fear and Arteezy are able to withstand early tower dives and get something out of it. Fear does end up eating the death, but it was Demon that went down first.
Mid lane, just look where PPD is. Brax is super scared. Actually, Brax is dead. He's gone down the ramp. That's it. Leap Seed, a couple of zaps. Fear even comes in with a Spectral Horde, throws a dagger onto Brax, and Sumail says, you know what, guys? I need some more gold. I'm going to go 3-0. That's my kill.
Goodness gracious. Yeah, I mean, he's got Bottle, Soul Ring, Arcanes already up at before the 8-minute mark. I mean, this is the kind of game where, you know, if a Zeus is going to snowball in a pro match, this is how you see it happen.
And he's stacking jungle. For himself? Or for the bat run? I guess it's for the bats.
Either way, I mean, this is what EG do. I mean, they use that Radiant side jungle. EG in secret use that Radiant side jungle so well. You'll almost never see them miss an opportunity to stack. And in some sense, does it really matter which hero, which of their cores takes that farm? I mean, they're going to get everybody ahead.
That's true. I just went and looked at the Batrider. He's not looking too bad. With Tranquil's bottle at 8 minutes in, plus 1,800 gold. Blink Dagger's not far away. So often
I'm not surprised by anything that Universe does anymore, but...
Like, so often you see a Bat Rider, like, you know, this period of the time in, he's got brown boots and 1,000 gold. But Universe is miles ahead.
Oh, and it's impossible to overstate how huge that is, because Bat Rider, the sooner he gets that Blink Dagger up, and all of a sudden, it's like having a global ult. Right, he is all of a sudden a global presence on the map with that Blink Dagger, and he's going to be there. I mean, he's going to be there around the 10-minute mark. And you know, these heroes for Summoner's Rift, especially Brax's Sniper. Yeah, I mean, he already doesn't feel safe. And Universe with a Blink Dagger, forget about it. Where's he going to fall?
I was going to bring the exact same thing up. The fact that Brax is 0 and 3 right now, when that Blink comes up, it's just going to go from bad to worse. But look at the Sniper's build. How often do we see Sniper go Wraith Band, Magic Stick, and Treads? He is super paranoid. Just getting the Strength Treads to give him that burst of HP, yeah, exactly, he needed to. He can't go for Phase Boots Aquila. He can't go for Mask of Madness. I don't know what he actually built into.
Yeah, I mean, and meanwhile,
he's dead.
Brax
is dead again. Fear is coming for the hunt. The Lightning Bolt is going to throw down some trap on him to try and slow it. But Sumail has some sort of trap. 1437? That's not where you want to run to, surely, but Owie caught in the Supernova. Demon might be able to get something here. Sumail just about escapes. Big old Earthquake there from Owie, and Finger of Death down onto the bench. On the bench from RTZ does a bit of damage. The Universe is just flying over the trees as Sumail from the high ground throws down the Lightning Bolts.
And even that turns into a 1-for-3 trade. Unbelievable. I mean, Arteezy, I was about to say, is farming pretty well on his Juggernaut, but it's hard to see how this is going to be enough.
Yeah. And then Zeus, you know, we were talking about Bat Rider's item progression, how it was pretty good. Zeus has Arcane's Soul Ring Bottle and a Midas.
Oh, get out.
Yeah.
Are you serious?
And a Midas.
Yeah. Yeah, this is EG maybe a little bit less than happy with the use of the stand-ins here. Maybe looking to send a message, and they certainly are so far in this match. Goodness gracious.
Hey, Team Secret. we heard you like standing in. How'd you like these apples? But Zeus is nearly level 11 at 11 minutes.
Sorry, dude. Ryu is already Matt Damon. You don't get to be Matt Damon.
Oh, I'm sorry.
It's okay, Jack.
I don't look like... I've been told I look like PPD, apparently.
You know, I kind of see it. Okay, I kind of see it. You get the right glasses on.
Yep.
PPD.
It's just the glasses. That's it. Universe with his Blink gonna try and make this debut worth something. Can't find Demon though. He's already backed up to tier 1.
And this is going to be big. This is the path potentially back into the game if EG don't snip this out, but they're going to.
Yep. Universe using Firefly at exactly the right time. Arteezy up onto the cliff now. No, even dragging him into the river so Owie can hit him down from the high ground. I don't know. How do you come... what is the deficit that we're looking at? 3,000, 12 minutes in? That's not massive, but it's the farming potential that the Radiant have that can push them even further forward.
That's the problem. It's not the lead now, okay? It's what the lead is going to be like in another 5 or 10 minutes if... You know, right now, of course, the standard response if your Summoner's Rift is, all right, we're going to stay back, we're going to try and protect our sniper, we're going to try and get people farmed up, and they have some defense on their side. They can do that. But the problem now is they're looking at the item progression already coming out from EG. EG is perfectly willing to sit back and farm. And yeah, I mean, Summoner's Rift, they know they can't stay passive. As badly as they need to recover as a team, they know that they need to make plays, and you can see them already sort of posturing back around the Roche pit.
I think the best thing about this is PPD was defensive support on top lane for a while. Then he ganked mid sniper once. And the rest of the time he's been sitting top. He's level 8. He's been sitting top and farming.
Yep. And this is the thing. This is when PPD says that they practice a style of play, not necessarily specific heroes. This is what he means, that EG are just incredibly efficient, moving from lane to lane, absolutely maximizing the resource gain on each of their individual heroes.
Then you've got Owie, who's a 5-role support level 8 as well. They're going to double invis up here. They've got Finger of Death. 1437, see ya. Stunned up, nuke down. Demon tries to go for a play here, gets Hexed and Overgrowth, but they're not going to continue. They just want to bail out.
Yeah, and I mean, I felt like Arteezy did a really good job farming against that that Treant and Batrider combo, but right now, I mean, with how hard Brax got owned mid, it just doesn't matter. I mean, they're gonna try and stack from him, and this is Shrapnel gives Sniper at least a semi-decent comeback mechanism. He can farm the jungle fairly quickly. I mean, he's not quite as good as an SF with raises, but it isn't bad.
It's not flash farming, but it's something at least. I'm just looking at Phoenix and thinking, you know, you secured farm for him, you got a pretty early Midas, plus his regular stat items, but how often do you see Phoenix in a game and think, that guy, he carried us, he won the game for us. He actually went 1 versus 5 with a supernova. It's more of a zoning ult than anything. It's not a hero that goes in and plays dynamically.
I mean, if the player in question is named Ice Ice Ice, then maybe yeah,
okay.
Otherwise probably not. No, and the thing that I look at right now is Zeus with the Hand of Midas already on Blink Dagger. This is probably some kind of record. Going to be 8K net worth on Zeus at the 15-minute mark, but with the items that he already has plus the Midas.
Oh man, Arteezy's zoned out, but 1437's caught in the lasso. I don't know if Spectre wants. No. You don't want to really hold up to that. Since you've got free farm on the spot lane, you're perfectly fine. Sumail just... Oh, okay. I think he threw out the Thunder God's Wrath to try and finish off Demon, but Supernova came just in time. So Sumail, ready with the TP, just bailed himself out. PPD is running around Invis. He's run from top lane to Dire Agents, back through mid lane. Where does he go now? He just does stuff with his hero. It's not like the old style Treant where you're sat in the jungle just stacking and pulling. Throwing out living arm every once in a while. He is actually moving around, making plays.
Oh yeah. And this is exactly right. Universe, you're not choosing between a farming Batrider and a ganking Batrider. I mean, he can do both. And again, that has a lot to do with the rest of his team. That has a lot to do with them never missing those stacking opportunities. I mean, they care a lot less who's going to get the farm. And again, Aoi with the AUI with the 15-minute Blink Dagger. Right? This is just such a... The item advantage for EG right now is if anything, much bigger than the 5K gold advantage that they actually have.
Dire's middle tower.
Yeah, definitely, and this is something that I'm always looking at when I don't really like to bring up the graphs before 25 minutes in, because item progression early is so much more important than what the graph says your lead is. Because you could have, okay, Brax getting caught ahead by the overgrowth, throws down a shrapnel, but it's not going to save you. But yeah, item progression. When you see big items on heroes, let's say you see the Relic on Spectre, that's 3,800 gold. But then you could have nothing on your supports, while the enemy team could have braces, urns, force staffs, all of those small items which can make them, you know, that much more dynamic, get them across the map quicker, and utilize their spells better in team fights.
No, I mean, that's exactly right. In this case, right, it's just so significant that EG's 7.5K gold advantage now, how quickly is their Blink Daggers on 3 heroes.
Yeah.
And here, we're going to have a bit of an engagement here. Summoner's Drift needs to make something happen, and they know it.
Well, they can't see PPD, and he's seen them. Sumail is sitting pretty high up here. Oh, wow. Thunder God's Wrath then blinks out. Arteezy zapped by the Finger of Death. Does this continue? Sumail wants more.
Yeah, and Summoner's Drift are wisely going to back out there. Arteezy had his Mask of Madness activated, and you know, fortunately, he had that healing ward up. He was going to survive anyway, but boy, that's scary.
What do you want to go on as Sumail now? Go into Ags or Bloodstone? I'm feeling Bloodstone.
No, if it's me, I'm always... I just think Ags Refresher is just so good on Zeus that it's so hard to argue for anything else. Being Sumail, I wouldn't be surprised to see him go Bloodstone just because he likes to be in fights and around fights all the time. But... when you're talking about just the potential to end the game in one fell swoop, I don't know that there's any way that Summoners, I don't know that there's any items that they can build that are going to let them survive in time, because right now if they have to turn around and rush BKBs on Sniper and Juggernaut, they're going to have no damage.
Yeah, and I don't know if you saw that from Sumail. I'm just trying to find a time to talk about this when someone's not going to die, but 1437, it opens up and he's probably just going to fall. Gets healed up a little bit by Kuroki, but he's going to get burnt down. Big supernova there, catching 3. Assassinate probably going to finish off the Lion. Burns through the magic wand charges. And now Sumail possibly turning things around. He has Thunder God's Wrath. Kuroki's... Oh, he's got Necrotic Shield. I don't know. Does he die here?
He's okay. He's okay. If Sumail waits for the Aphotic Shield and then ults, I'm going to laugh my ass off.
I'm watching.
Fine.
Oh, he pops another one.
Okay, good job.
Of course, cool. He was waiting for it, but the cooldown overlaps with the duration.
Tower is under attack.
Yep.
But yeah, I wanted to bring back to what Sumail was doing in the jungle there. When you drop when you drop Arcane Boots or any of your big mana pool or stat items, then pop Soul Ring. Because your like mana regen and your hero remembers the percentage of what mana you've got in your pool rather than the actual value itself. You get so much more use out of dropping Arcanes, popping Soul Ring, getting 150 mana out of X, and then you keep that percentage out of one. But he did it so quickly.
The single bit, yeah, it's crazy, right? His micro is really good, and the single best example, if you don't understand what we're saying, go play Medusa and Tread Swap when you have your snake. Yeah, it's sick. It's absolutely sick.
But you pretty much get like 90% of the mana back, something along those lines, like 80 to 90%. It's almost a free spell.
PPD's like, I don't need to buy wards, guys. I am.
I am a living tree. But that's all. He's 005. He's been walking around just giving vision for his team, throwing out a Leech Seed every now and then, a good overgrowth to counteract any movements from Summon's Rift.
He's gonna. I wonder whether, by the way, whether or not they're gonna notice that, because he's leveling up off this, of course, after the changes to jungle XP. But I wonder if they're gonna notice. Hey, I'm not gaining quite as much experience as I should be.
That's a good point. He's been walking around, getting experience in his jungle camps. What? Actually, I want to look at XP per minute. Treant is okay. He's like 50 behind the sniper. But then you look at Sumail and Spectre and Fear on the Spectre. Where is Fear actually? He's moved up to top lane. He's got Relic. Is that Radiance Rest? Yeah, they've got the full Radiance 20 minutes in. Demon wants to try and stop him, but he's got it. It's too late.
Let's forget about it. Forget about it. And that's, boy, again, we were saying this in the first game last night that we cast together. Not today versus Pain Gaming. This gives them the combination of that just initial burst damage and the sustained damage throughout the fight. It's just so hard to deal with. I mean, the hero damage output of a Zeus and a Spectre put together, combined with the spike damage of the Lion, man, oh man, this is exactly the same thing that gave Pain Gaming such fits in Game 1 last night.
Hey, what do they have? Spectre, Ember, and Zeus, right?
Right. And they did like something I've never seen before. Each of them did like 30k hero damage in a single match, which just is absolutely insane. And Arteezy's going to come back with the semi-early Manta style here. Going to try to get a little bit of pushing and fighting going, but it's going to be so difficult.
He wants to farm Ancients, but it's warded up. In fact, Universe, lasso, drag up to the cliff, or drag it back into PPD. This might be a little bit risky though.
And that's fine. I think that's just more about. I think that's more about EG
showing their intent,
playing balls out. Yeah, playing balls out and saying, you know what, we're in your jungle, we're in your Ancients, we're everywhere, guys. You have nothing to work with on the map right now, because they weren't aggressively positioned. That's something that Navi used to do a lot with the old Navi with Hivosh. They sort of play mind games with you. Oh man, look at how low Arteezy just got
from one zap. Yeah, but yeah, exactly. From our perspective,
you're right about good call by the way on the Bloodstone, and that totally is Sumail's play style.
It really does feel that like you get a lead, you just go Bloodstone. You got the mana pool, but also if you die, you heal people up. Arteezy gonna get X and stunned. I don't think there's any route out of this one. He matches and spins, but then the overgrowth from PPD. Always that backup plan.
Middle tower is under attack.
The Blacks did get the kill on Fear there with the assassinate, and that's something that he badly needed to get that sniper to level 11.
Kuroki's Demon walking into Aoi and Sumail here. Not sure where this goes. Universe jumps in for the last move, but Supernova just in time. So they'll just bail out here. Ultimates have been expended. Both Abandoned and Phoenixes, they could turn around easily. Sumail going back in, Demon, do you have it? Yeah, goes dive, okay.
It works very differently, but this reminds me of when Arteezy started going Bloodstone on his Tinker, where basically he would set up shop outside the enemy base and be like, okay, what are you going to do? Yeah. Right? And this works a lot differently, of course, because Zeus is inflicting his damage to heroes, not to creep waves, but it's kind of the same principle. I mean, Tinker kills all your creep waves with March spam. Zeus has all your heroes down to 50% or less health constantly. Either way, you're afraid to leave your base. There's no way that you can get any kind of sustained movement going on the map.
Also the fact that he can do what you said and then go and farm their jungle at the same time without losing out on mana. Boots of Travel allows him to jump from lane to lane, from jungle to jungle, and they're just choke holding right now. The EG basically have them on the ground, foot on head.
And that's EG is just so good at doing that they're going to win this game on economy unless Summoner's Rift take a huge fight, and the odds are against them.
If they had a man-fighting hero like, you know, Axe or Bristleback, I could potentially see it happening. Just run in with that one hero and then have the Sniper and Phoenix jump in over the top. But they don't have that one. Abaddon is the hero they have to do that. But he's a support with Tread's Bracer.
Yeah, and it would make a big difference if Arteezy were a little bit closer to level 16 and that level 3 Omni Slash. That would make a very big difference, because then if he got a perfect Omni Slash off sometime in the fight, killed one of those EG cores, you know, Zeus still is fairly squishy, but Zeus is level 17 compared to Arteezy at level 12 and Brax at level 12 on the Sniper.
Oh,
5 levels ahead, and watch this. He has no fear. That's 4 of their heroes. Attack. And they're like, no, we're back. We're out of here. That's Zeus.
What can they do against him? Demon has even gone for a hood. He's that scared of the Zeus. Do you actually make a pipe on the Phoenix in place of BKBs on your heroes? Because Brax, if he goes BKB...
It's not in place of. It's not in place of, but it does... It gives them an option, right? Brax had to finish the S and Y. Arteezy had to finish that Mana Style. They've got to have some damage/utility here. Yeah. They can't just build BKBs and hope, because what's 10 seconds of magic immunity if you're not doing anything?
Well, I'm going along the lines, what's 10 seconds of magic immunity when there's Overgrowth and Lance?
Fair enough.
Something goes straight through that. I mean, there's even Lion to try and play into that as well. If he jump hexes you, you can't pop BKB because that's instant. If you shift Q it, you are hexed no matter what you do. They're wrapping around here on Sumail though. He is a big ticket kill. If they can find the Courier and then the Zeus, man, they're not going to get the Courier. Micro-Cross and Fear with the Horde. Sumail is hiding in the trees. Quick reaction. As soon as he sees a glimmer on the map, he's out of there. 1437 is going to probably fall here after Brax is already taking the dive. Fear, Radiance Burn, just blocking the retreat. Demon diving away. Guys, I've got nothing left.
I mean, this kid at... Oh, I've run out of things to say about Sumail already in his young career.
There are no further superlatives that can actually describe how good he is.
Well, and it's not just how good he is, it's the teams that he's putting these kinds of numbers up against.
Yeah.
Like, he almost, like, had 20 or 30% more hero damage than anybody else at DAC for 35 minutes, except Super. Super was the only one that was close. Everybody else was like 20% behind. And this is against the best teams in the world in a $3 million tournament.
Absolutely crazy stuff. And it's not like he's a one-trick pony. It's not like he just plays Storm Spread, just plays Shadow Fiend. He can do this on multiple heroes. I've seen his Zeus, seen his Tinker. He is a wonder kid.
Yeah, you know, to me, he has shown some signs of weakness, which you expect, again, given his age. I mean, his last Zeus game was not great. He's had a little bit of, a couple of lackluster... Oh my god, PPD is just trolling Kuro.
Were you watching that?
I was. I was trying to make a point before getting it. Oh, wow. I mean, they actually started sending Fear mid on Sniper because Sumail's just not quite comfortable on that hero yet in the last couple of games. But again, I mean, he has shown some signs of weakness, some signs of inconsistency. But I mean, the high points have so far outweighed the lows, and he has so much room for growth yet as a player. All right, I'm gonna stop talking about Sumail now.
Have you got a shrine to him in your like third room or something?
The Reddit thread is already made, I'm sure, but...
Shrine to Sumail. Oh my god, the caster on MLG won't stop talking about this 15-year-old.
But, I mean, if you look at Brax, right, Brax's stats have looked really good. It hasn't been against the same level of competition, but, I mean, he's been really solid. It's just that EG, I really think that they had Summoner's Rift's number in the draft this game. I think that the PP tree caught them by surprise, and even though Arteezy was able to farm pretty well top in spite of that, EG definitely got what they wanted out of the laning phase.
I think one of I think the only problem here for Summoner's Rift in their actual team roster is they don't have that one like charismatic leader. When I saw, I think, Mad standing in for them and calling the shots and drafting, they looked good, like really, really good. But since, well, to be fair, every team that FMAD has stood in for has suddenly had this, click of we know what's going on. Alliance.
Well, and there's a reason for that. I mean, he is one of the smarter guys on the scene right now in terms of his analytical ability and the fact that he can actually still play at a high level. I mean, that's a pretty darn rare combination.
I wonder where he ends up. He's been standing in for about 4 or 5 teams. I know he's not playing for Summoner's Rift now. I think I know where he's going, but it's
I mean,
not...
from a totally selfish point of view, I hope it's with Alliance, just because I want to see them be good again, and I think he could really be a part of that. But we'll see. Sumail finishing off the refresher orb, and I think EG can still sit back and farm for a little while longer if they really want to. But Fear's got his heart, Sumail's got his refresher, and this is exactly. If you look at the games that they were winning at DAC, they got overshadowed a little bit in the group phase because of the secrets run, but this is where they liked to get the big item timing, right? They would get those second big rounds of items or second round of big items up right between 30 and 35 minutes, and then just go win the game.
Oh man, Demon's already used die. He has to pull the supernova here. Do they have enough right clicks? Yeah, I guess with Fear, more than enough to bring down the supernova. And PPD is watching the incoming cavalry. Yep, see ya. Vengeful Spirit just evaporates some of the nuke damage there from EG. Kuroki just standing still. He's given up. He's pondering, life and its many meanings, where he can go. Good game, well played.
And they're just gonna call it.
Yeah. So game 1 going the way of EG, pretty one-sided, I've got to say. Summoner's Rift.
That is an all-time record. So he finished right before, I think he's going to finish with 653 GPM on Zeus. That is an all-time pro Dota 2 record on the hero, and I don't think I've seen a better match played on Zeus. That was incredible by Sumail. Well done.
13-0-6. But then you look at PPD, 0-0-9.